Do the intro.
So,
Nice. All right.
and there we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna unmute Tommy and John.
Let's go.
There's Tommy.
It's
Time
me,
for
babe.
John.
What kind of piss poor intro was that?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's all I got today.
Okay,
Okay,
Slime and Terraria is more interesting than that.
so you boys know how this works, correct?
Pretty sure.
Refresher?
So you
Oh.
both give your opening statements.
it's
how
so
you think
good.
your character's gonna win. Move into your first arguments. That could be strength, speed, whatever you want to talk about. Next, you move on to your next arguments. People try to disagree and just go over your premise, and then at the end we'll vote as a collective to tell who did the best over the debate.
I'm the best.
Okay, and I will be muting myself, and let's have Tommy go first because he's
No,
confident.
no, God dang it. Okay. Alright,
2-1, Mitch.
alright, so basically, Thor is stronger, not in the mindset part of things. He is not as physically intelligent as Dr. Strange, but on the strength side, he's gone against many foes in the MCU that have put many other heroes on death's door. And things like going up against Thanos, things like almost beating Hulk, almost beating Hela, and beating Surtur. Those are main feats in the MCU. Right.
Doctor Strange. The Sorcerer Supreme. That is my opening statement. Just kidding.
Wow.
He has actually done a lot of things. He has taken on dimensional beings. He has taken on Thanos. The potentially stronger but less bloodthirsty version of Thanos in the 2018, I believe it is. It's either 18 or 19 version of Thanos. But yes, he is more intelligent than Thor, but he may not be as weak as you think.
I don't know. What do we do?
Bro, this is so whack.
I think it's your first argument on why.
Okay, so in hand-to-hand combat, I believe Thor would win because he holds many great weapons. Not just his lightning. He possesses Stormbreaker, which has done absolute monstrous things to Thanos's like minion airships, and things like him harnessing the power of a dying star, which is more powerful than an actual star, is also another great feat. Though after he had his like PTSD moment, he was still worthy of holding Mjolnir, which is also pretty incredible. And let's see, other things like almost killing Hela was a really good feat. Him breaking the rainbow bridge that leads into um I
Asgard?
can't think of it. Asgard. Yes, that is also another outrageous, like, amazing feat.
Alright. Doctor Strange, well, I will say, yes, he is not as strong as Thor. He has one checkmate to Thor, the Time Stone, or the Eye of Agamotto, or whatever. Within this, he can control time. Wouldn't you think? It's not that hard of a concept to grasp. He's done this within the why am I saying first? The Infinity War movie, by looking through over 14 million futures to find out the best outcome. Easily we could say that he more than likely can find the best outcome for this fight and work into that. Whereas he could also use the Time Stone like he did at the end of the Doctor Strange movie, quote, Dormammu, I've come to bargain, gets killed, comes back to life. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. As long as he gets that off, I don't believe there's really much of a checkmate against him.
Well, Doctor Strange had a hard time going against Thanos just like hand to hand, while Thor had Thanos on the edge of death.
No.
When he had he had most of the
Thanos had at the beginning of Infinity War, Thanos had Thor literally in the palm of his had Thor's head in the palm of his hand, ready to crush him.
But then later in the movie, later in the movie, Thor was about to kill Thanos after he did the snap.
No,
And
that was before.
Right before he did the snap.
True, but that is a powered up Thor. You do have a point there. However, he didn't really see. Strange was going hand to hand with him. Thanos, at least in the first time he faced Thor, completely and utterly trounced his ass, in lack of a better term.
Doctor Strange, when fighting on Thanos' planet, he only helped the other heroes fight instead of him going just him versus Thanos. You
could say that, yes. But when it was just Doctor Strange and Thanos, Doctor Strange held his own pretty damn well. Even while also helping the other Avengers that were there, like Iron Man, Spider-Man, best version of Spider-Man, I should say. Star-Lord, and the rest of the Guardians that were there. So he had more on his plate and still held his own. Say again?
Without the Time Stone, or he wouldn't have a lot of his power, because most of his power comes from the Time Stone, which helps him you could say that he's almost like...
You see, he was also able to bind up a Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet that had 4 stones. He was able to bind him up.
Thor literally had Stormbreaker in Thanos' chest.
He should have gone for the head.
But he was almost about to kill him, unlike Doctor Strange. And then in the beginning of Endgame, he literally kills him. He chops off his head and arm.
They did jump him. They caught him off guard, and they had him like 6-7 to 1.
But who put the final nail in the coffin?
Yes, Thor. I will say that is commendable that Thor was able to chop Thanos' head off. But when you jump someone, they don't really have their guard up, and you can get a huge advantage on them, which is basically what that situation was.
He killed a lot of the undead soldiers that Hela had too, which were also really, really, really strong.
Yes, but did he kill Hela?
He had to come to his senses that Surtur would kill Hela. That was literally the only way, because it was prophesized.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking. That has nothing to do with this. I'm just fucking with you.
Man, John, I really love you.
I love you too.
Well, that's kind of gay.
But that doesn't... Thor would beat Doctor Strange. That's it. That's literally it.
Doctor Strange would beat Thor. Not only can he bind up a 4 Infinity Stoned... God, I can't say. Infinity Stoned Thanos. He can, look through the fight before it even happens and see how he can win. He can make it so he can...
not only did Thor almost kill Thanos in Infinity War, but he did in Endgame, which that is that's an incredible feat. Which also he literally beat Hulk. He
Keep in
beat
mind, he also had Captain Marvel. He had Tony Stark. He had Bruce Banner and the Hulkbuster.
that was
He had a couple
literally
more
he
there.
literally that's the same thing. Doctor Strange literally had Spider-Man, Peter Quill,
Not as many,
this
and arguably not
Drax.
as many powerful Avengers there. And he was helping them along with fighting Thanos.
The turning point of
They were all basically against Thanos, didn't need help.
the turning point of when they were in crap.
Titan?
No, the turning point when they were in Wakanda. That was literally when Thor got there. There was like all of the stuff changed when
Yeah, he
Thor.
turned the tide of the entire
Yes.
battle,
Exactly.
but he murdered the boss's minions. The boss fighting the minions a boss throws at you in a boss fight mean nothing. It's literally just fodder.
But then who almost killed Thanos?
Yes, he did almost kill Thanos.
Exactly.
But your point of him killing Thanos in the first 5 minutes of Endgame is moot simply on the fact that they jumped him and they had him 6-7 to 1 with the most powerful Avengers.
What did Doctor Strange? Okay. Hold on. What did that? What? Mm. Mm. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Don't worry, take your time.
Okay. Okay. So. Mm. He could have. Okay. So, if you took away the time stone from Doctor Strange, he could be exactly like. I can't think of the Chinese guy from.
Wong?
Yeah, him. He literally would be the Chinese guy. But he had the time stone, which really helped him. And then. What was that?
I don't know. What were you saying? Sorry.
No, you said you.
I had something in, but I forgot. Don't.
I think I have nothing left, honestly.
You guys want to move to
let's just send
durability
this.
then?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
John, you start with durability.
Shit. Look at his durability. Well, I think Doctor Strange's durability can easily be measured by him being able to withstand some attacks from a dimensional being, aka Dormammu. Yes, originally he was stabbed to death very viciously, but he did withstand many attacks throughout the potentially infinite number of times that he fought with Dormammu in the whole I've come to bargain thing.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Thor's durability. Not only did he withstand attacks from Thanos, he withstood attacks from Surtur, Hulk, and Hela, which are all really, really powerful characters. He has gone against millions and millions of the minions and the undead army. He almost died to Hulk. Well, not really died. He almost got defeated by Hulk, but then his powers were awakened, which would come to turn the tides in that battle in the arena.
I will say, like I said earlier on the minions, they're basically meant to be a shield. well, not like expanding on what I said earlier is what I should say. They're basically meant to be a shield.
They
They're-
ki- they,
The fact that they're just expendable, to be honest.
those minions, they killed most of the Wakandan warriors. They killed. They
They were.
killed.
I'll be completely honest. The Wakandan warriors are very, very similar in that matter.
But still,
They ain't the Avengers.
They are great warriors, though.
They're great Earth warriors. In the grand scheme
Still.
of things, being a great Earth warrior means nothing in the MCU.
Alright, so you're saying.
I'm saying that a basic person that's stronger than the average human, not by much, means nothing. Of course, there's the Avengers, who have machines, who have technology that puts them on level with. Yeah, also the super soldier serum, but that also
Well,
put
that would
Captain America on level with godly being.
that would literally
Not
put
godly
Black Panther on the
beings,
same graph.
interdimensional.
That would put Black Panther on the same graph. And Tony Stark. And Black
You
Widow.
see, Black Panther has the Black Panther hide, and Tony Stark has Iron Man suits Mark 1 through Mark
Which is technology.
50,
Black
I believe, is
Panther's
the
suit
last
is
one.
technology. Black Panther's suit is technology. It's vibranium.
Like I said. Vibranium. Whatever. It's an enhancement beyond just
Those
slightly
minions-
above average human strength.
Those minions put so much pressure on the whole not Bruce Banner. Oh my god. they put so much pressure
Hulkbuster?
on the Hulkbuster. And then
If I'm not mistaken, the Hulkbuster was a not so recent armor.
it still was enough to beat the Hulk one-on-one.
No, that wasn't Bruce. Oh wait, okay, now I know what you're saying. I just misheard you.
Alright, I'm done.
Okay, you guys can move on to just like your abilities and why those can be effective in battle.
Who are you? John?
I
do
think
you
I
want
already explained this.
Okay,
I think I did too.
let's see, what else do we have? You guys can go over speed.
John.
Excuse me, sorry, I just had soda. Yes, speed.
1 second, guys. What kind of recap do you want, Chad? Yeah, just give us a recap on what your character can do.
That's it.
Yeah, just because it was a little while ago, so a refresher might be helpful.
This is so
Alright, tell me you
bad.
Stormbreaker, which is Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, which are two famous weapons that can cause mass destruction. Him being the Thunder God, which can summon mass destruction out of lightning bolts, which is really, really cool. His +1 eyesight, so you could say that. And what else? He's really fast, really. I don't know.
So bad. This is worse than
Alright,
Aquaman
Doctor
destroys
Strange,
Thanos.
Eye of Agamotto, ability to
What can?
con-
Okay, yeah.
Eye of Agamotto. It's basically the time stone wrapped in a nice little container, which can control time at the bender's will, the time bender. You can also summon different forms of astral projections that can create portals, can bind up enemies like the likes of Thanos. I think that's about it.
Game screaming.
Alrighty, you guys can move the speed then.
Who do you want to go first, John?
Alright. To measure Doctor Strange's speed, from being able to go at a decent pace against Thanos on Titan. Now, this is just assuming that Titan is just similar to Earth, and he was able to move that easily as easily as he could on Earth. He kept up with Thanos a good bit. I think that could say enough about his speed being, if not nearly as good, as fast as Thanos's. Tommy?
I found that Thor is as fast as 186,000 miles per second, which is really, really fast if you think about it. That's way
Did you
fast,
learn that from Death Battle?
which is way faster than the speed of sound. And what else? I mean, you could say that him getting to Wakanda was really, really fast from where he was at. Almost across the...
I'm gonna cut you off there.
Okay.
The reason he got there so fast was because of the Bifrost that's within
Bifrost.
Stormbreaker. That wasn't his
Yep.
own speed.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he just defeated many minions with great speed. I don't know. That's probably it. I don't know.
I think we've already kind of argued this a little.
Okay. Let's see. We already talked about equipment strength. Did you guys go over strength or just attack potency?
Hmm. I guess I talked a little bit about strength, with the Dying Star in that.
Did you talk about the Dying Star?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I haven't been paying after this.
Yeah, I don't
John,
blame
did you went over strength as well?
Yeah, I believe I did.
Okay, and then how about skill, like them against other characters? How well do they do?
I think we've already touched on this a little, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alrighty, then you guys can go to your closing statements. Discuss why you brought up valid points, why you thought your points not only were better and stronger,
Oh, if they
but
bring
why
up
you
Thanos
ultimately
again.
won
I
over
know
against
they
your
are, but
opponent.
please don't
And
bring
then
up Thanos
the
again.
audience here will vote.
I'm gonna
John, you wanna go first?
die.
Now, wait. Go ahead.
Okay, so you can considerably say that Thor is stronger is the strongest Avenger because he has been Hulk, which has been afraid of Thanos, which Thor has not. Him going against major entities that are giant in the MCU. What else? Him being a literal god, which he he is. I don't want to say invincible, but he's very, very, very close. He has
Asgardians aren't.
he has gone
actually
against
more-
many considerable foes. I'm literally saying the same thing that I have been, but yeah.
And don't worry, that shit.
All right, John.
Alright. I can say that Doctor Strange, while he may not be as physically strong, with his abilities and his access to the Time Stone, being able to see to the battle, see how it turns out, and if something goes wrong, try and work it into his favor with putting himself into a time loop. I believe that in the end, Doctor Strange could potentially win nearly any fight that he's in,
Now,
given
John.
that he has access
Yeah.
to the Time Stone.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what if he didn't have the Time Stone?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, but what if he didn't have it?
That doesn't matter here.
This is like Thor not having the Stormbreaker or Mjolnir.
You see,
So
you gave Thor the Stormbreaker here, so I gave
now, what if I
gave
didn't?
Doctor
Thor,
Strange the Eye of
now,
Agamotto.
now, if I
This would be a
didn't,
completely different debate that we are not going to worry about because we've already incorporated them.
now if Thor didn't have
Tommy, shut your
Stormbreaker or
communist mouth.
Mjolnir, he literally still has power of lightning and done it. So, sorry.
Is that the
Alright.
end?
Yeah, that's
Or
it.
you
I think
or
that's it.
John, do you have anything else that you want to say before you end? Tommy?
Um, uh, go Thor.
Fine, go
good.
Strange, bitch.
Okay, good match. Okay, now
I'm not mean.
I'm gonna mute Tommy and mute John. We'll go down the line. So, Chance, I'm gonna unmute you, and you're gonna vote for who you thought won, and then why you thought they won. There you go.
Okay. So I have to remain unbiased.
Or you could abstain too if you just don't think either person won because it was garbage. But not necessarily this debate, but people have done that in the past. So
Well, there were some good points brought up, and there were points that had no place being brought up anyways, and then were rinsed and repeated again and again. So I had someone I was gonna vote for, but then they messed it up. So I'm not gonna vote.
who do you think argued the best for the majority of the debate?
I feel like it went from debate arguing to just arguing.
That's fine too, but
So I mean, I think John came in a little more prepared, but yeah, it's just neither of them did a fantastic job. Not like I'm saying I could do any better.
okay, we'll put your vote as a John if it comes down to a tie.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. Okay, Captain Swagger, would you like to remark on anything if you want to? Or vote?
I think they missed a lot and it was complete trash, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. Would you vote for anyone?
Against them specifically,
Yeah,
I
vote
wouldn't.
for someone who would win.
No.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. Corn King?
I am Corn King. And I'm Boy
Yeah.
2 Meme and OmegaJubs. I think that you guys have done a very job today. And I think that, you certainly brought up some things, I didn't, And for my money, for this one, for my money, I'm gonna have to give my vote to Boy 2 Meme for this one.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright.
Ah, shit, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's you now, Ben.
Alright. Now, I can look at this base debate and put my own points in here. However, based on what I heard, there's only one, bit of confusion I have. I don't, am I allowed to just ask one question to you, Jeremy, before I move on?
Yeah, you're fine.
The logistics of this debate, were Thor and Doctor Strange allowed to have those artifacts that John and Tommy both presented? Stormbreaker
They're-
and Time Stone?
Yeah, they're considered standard battle abilities.
Alright,
and
so-
weapons,
Alright, so it's not
it'll be
taking into
fine.
account, specific, this is allowed, this isn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'd say for this debate, based on the points presented, I feel like JB did provide the better argument overall and provided a very important factor in the fight, the Time Stone, which is significantly more powerful, at least to me, than most of Thor's tools. if Doctor Strange can bullshit his way out of any situation, then it's kind of impossible to win against him in that situation. I'd almost call it a bit OP, but that's not the point. The point is that in this debate, based on what I've heard, I'd say JB's points are stronger overall.
Alrighty.
Tommy put up a good effort, though.
Yeah, very good job. Okay. Lastly, the Demon Dweller. Here you go.
I would like to say that both did, they tried, and that was cool, I just think that without an ability that can transcend time, there's really no matchup between Doctor Strange and Thor, so I'm gonna have to give it to OmegaJubs.
Alrighty. Do you think John argued better overall?
I
That's really all that you're looking for.
all that I don't know. It's hard
Okay.
to say. They both did
Okay.
pretty poorly.
I'll give the point to John. They did fine. Okay.
Yikes.
And now it's time for me. Okay, so the debate went a little rough. I mean, I think everyone here is either somewhat new to debating or needs help, at least just trying to find their footing in what they need to talk about. And while this is the case, I think John did present his arguments in a valid way and a very comprehensive way that were easier to comprehend and at the same time helped critique Tommy's side and prove his own side to be valid. While I think Tommy did bring in sufficient evidence to create a case that Thor is a very strong character, I will still have to give this to John for this debate. And that's my vote. I will now unmute everyone.
The utter silence.
That's because
Oh.
we're waiting for the result.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
So,
forgot.
so then we had, okay, so we had, I'm going to put that in the scoreboard section.
It is red outside and I
OmegaJubs.
don't like it.
You
Oh,
you
you're
guys
right.
want to, do you guys remember who you voted for?
I do.
We had-
Yes.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's
I
3-1.
voted for John.
Okay,
It was like
Brody voted
3-2.
for John, Ben voted for John, Joey voted for Tommy, I voted
Corn
for
King
John,
equals Jesus.
and then, let's see, we have, so Tommy had 1 vote from Joey, and John had 3 votes.
That's what I thought.
There we go. And that means that John is the winner. I would like to say, very good job, Tommy. Despite being very apprehensive
Aw.
going into this debate, you did it a lot better than what I was expecting you to. So,
Thank
with
you.
You did a
John.
lot better than You did a lot better than Aquaman versus Thanos.
Don't
I'm
make
gonna-
me play it right now.
No, please.
God, no, please, no.
Okay, John.
Tommy,
Okay,
Tommy,
John,
at least
I'll
take
take
solace
Thor
in the
now.
fact that you have a better Animal Crossing island than John does.
Okay,
You
John,
forgot to
I'll take Thor
unmute
now.
Captain Swagger.
He's
Oh, yeah.
self-muted.
He muted himself.
He's self-muted.
Ah,
All I'm gonna say is that John, Doctor Strange would literally kill Thor in like the actual Stein. So
John, you want to debate now?
no.
So
I
who's
know
who's
it
got
is, 'cause
next?
You lured me in with JoJo.
I'll take Thor,
I-
John. You can have
John-
Doctor Strange.
John, I love how you said you wanted to do Giorno versus Jotaro, and I'm over here saying
Yes,
like,
because you were the dumbass that picked part
Very
3
fair.
Jotaro.
very fair. You're very fair, John.
Okay,
you're
well,
the one that
to be fair,
allowed me
GR
Gold
is basically
Experience
just
Requiem.
hacks.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk for a while. So that was that. If for some reason you made it this far, comment who I should debate. and what point I'm debating. Because honestly, after that, I feel like I have a good chance at winning. Delta out.